Hello, I'm Reese Walker of Paul Thigpen Automotive Group, located here in Dublin, right across from YKK on the bypass. You can't miss us. We got over 200 used vehicles to choose from trucks, cars, SUVs, big SUVs, small SUVs, and big trucks and little trucks. Guys, we are here to serve you, Dublin. I want to give you greatness. I want to give you awesomeness. I want to give you what you have been missing. Right here across from YKK, like I said, on the bypass, Paul Thigpen Automotive Group, right out of Idalia, where the deals are sweeter, but we're bringing them to Dublin just for you.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, my name is Pat Terrio. We'd like to welcome you to Real Talk. We are here at the East Dublin Police Department with Chief Lukey himself. And I tell you, we're so glad to be out here and we're so proud of the work that they're doing here in our community. How are you, Chief?
Fine, how are you?
Chief, doing very well. Thank you for having us out here today.
Well, thank you for coming.
And for the record, just to let the people out there know, you're not going to tase me today, right?
No, I wouldn't do that to you.
There you go, Dublin Police Department. All right, Chief, tell us a little bit about you, if you would.
My name's Bill Lukey. I've been police chief since February of '97. I've been employed here since August of 1982.
You've been around for a while, Chief.
33 years, 33 years. Mm-hmm. I was, as you will, a homeboy, born here, raised here, right. And I feel sure and I'll retire here.
Very good. Tell us about your family.
I have a wife and 8 children.
8 kids?
Yes, 4 boys and 4 girls.
Remember the show 8 is Enough?
Oh, yes, yes.
Are you a grandpa yet?
Yes, grandfather 8 times.
8 times. That must be your number. That must be your number.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
All right, now, Chief, we want you to kind of tell us a little bit about the police department here, kind of school us a little bit about the work that you all do here within our community.
We do basically the same thing any police department does. As the terminology goes, protect and serve. And we take great pride in doing that. We're a small agency. We have 8 full-time and 3 part-time officers. And basically East Dublin is a community of 3,000 people. We do the same thing a big department does, just on a lower level. And
how is it for you? You've been with the department for a mighty long time, and this is where you were born and raised.
Yes,
what kind of feeling does it give you to be in the position that you're in, Chief?
It's a humbling experience. I love my town and I love my citizens, and over the years I'm dealing with the great grandkids now, so it's kind of a joke around here that I see certain men or women coming down the road in a truck, and I've probably dealt with them 25 or 30 years ago. And sometimes it's humorous,
right?
But I believe that we got a good community, and I really take great pride in taking care of them.
Very good, and we're certainly glad that you're in the position you're in. Now, Chief, how do you keep it all together? I mean, you just said great grandkids. I think we heard great grandkids.
Oh yeah, no, I got grandkids. I don't have great grandkids.
Okay.
But it's a challenge between work and home life, and I have a large garden, and I like to fish and hunt and camp and do things with the kids and grandkids. So between work and there, I stay pretty busy.
That's good. That's good. But it's interesting that you like to do all the things probably that you grew up doing.
That's correct. That is correct. It's part of my life.
And we want to ask you, through all these years of working with the department, what changes have you seen that have been so significant?
The changes I've seen in this many years is I've seen the family unit fail. Yeah. And that's tragic. My guys and myself deal more and more now with the juvenile aspect, broken homes, and I'm not a statistician or nothing that. But I would probably say in the 70 to 80% range of all the people we deal with have came from broken homes.
Yeah. And you know, and it's interesting and sad at the same time, you know, because you know what we notice, and I think as parents, that sometimes value systems are a little different, and you know, and kids are raised a little different now. They have access to so many different things.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know, one thing that I stand firmly behind is athletics. That's a great outlet for young people,
Right.
and it teaches discipline, teamwork, things of that nature. And I love to see young people stay involved in that.
Absolutely.
Rarely, you know, on a rare occasion, you have to deal with an athlete because he's too busy doing schoolwork and athletics to get in trouble.
Absolutely. Now, were you an athlete growing up?
Yes, ma'am. I played ball and wrestled at East Lawrence. And I was big into the weightlifting thing.
Very good, very good. And you say the work that you all do within the schools. Tell us what.
We take great pride. We have our own school resource officer at East Lawrence, the complex, and we stay busy in the school as much as schedule will allow. As you can look at my cars, I'm a big fan of East Lawrence. We got the Falcons on it, and I take great pride in the fact that I come up with the logos and the scheme on the car.
Very nice.
Yeah, so that was my work. I'll take all the credit for that.
Once a Falcon, always a Falcon.
Absolutely, absolutely. We love our kids.
And that's a good thing, you know, and to have the officers, their presence in the school.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, I think that it gives them a different perception about the police, on a positive level.
Well,
would you say?
Yes, and you want to, you know, we've all heard, I know you have, a small child mama said, "I'm gonna get the police to get you." We don't really like that attitude,
Right.
because we want them to be able to come to us with problems. We don't want them to be afraid of us.
Yeah.
And with me, as small as we are, my door's always open. I mean, from 7:30 till 5:30 every day.
Right.
Sometimes it's humorous at what comes through my door.
Right, right.
But nevertheless, it's always open, especially to young people.
And you kind of answered another question I was going to ask you about how do you combat the stigma, the negative stigma about the police department. And you said you answered that partially when you said your door is always open.
Always. You can't, if you can't find Bill Lukey, something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
Right. I'm always around, and if you need me, I'm coming to you. If you can't come to me, I'll come to you.
Very good. And tell us about the men you have on the staff. We want to meet some of them and have some words with them.
I have, like I say, I have 8 full-time officers. Today with us, we have Lieutenant Tim Duvall. As you will, he's my second man.
Right.
And we're fortunate to have Dent Yates, Sergeant Dent Yates. He's our school resource officer here. The kids lovingly refer to him as Papa Yates.
I wonder why.
They really look up to him, and he's good with the kids. I think he's been there around 13 years now, and he has a real good rapport and relationship with them.
That's good. And, you know, to have them there as a constant is a really good thing. I don't remember when I was in school, police officers being at the school.
No, ma'am. That's what we spoke about earlier. Times have certainly changed. Never would have thought about a policeman being in a school.
You never would have. But I think that when I was growing up, we didn't think we needed one.
Oh, no. I can assure you, if Bill Lukey got in trouble, my daddy was the policeman.
That's right.
So,
that's
but
right.
That's the world we live in today.
And, you know, and you're adjusting. It's good that you're adjusting, and you do have your face here, there, and everywhere to show a positive thing about the police department. Any last words, Chief, that you'd like to give to the people out there and the citizens here?
Other than come see us. If you need us, come see us. If you don't need us, come see us. We'd like for you to visit. If you got any thoughts to share with me, how I might do better at my job, I'm always open for information.
Very good. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Chief Lukey, East Dublin Police Department. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the Chief's right-hand man with us today, Lieutenant Tim Duvall. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good.
Very good. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your work here in the police department.
Well, I've been employed here since 1998. Just made lieutenant not too long ago. Just one of the guys here at the police department.
Just one of the guys. And, you know, of course, you're from the Windy City, correct?
Well, from up around there, yeah, in Illinois.
How was your transition coming down south?
I really like Georgia. I got here and I seen how people are, and it just grows on you.
You know, Lieutenant, you're now considered a transplanted Georgia boy.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I've been told that.
Have you used y'all yet?
Yes, ma'am. G yet?
Yes. You've transitioned pretty well.
Yes, ma'am.
Of course, your Illinois friends are not going to understand your dialect whenever you go back.
Well, I've been back there since then, and they definitely can tell there's a difference in my
They're
speech.
like, oh my God, you've been Southernized.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's talk about your experience here in the police department. You know, we were talking to the chief earlier, and we were just talking about the different things that you all do. What's your main concentration, Lieutenant?
Just getting out in the community and getting to know people. You know, that's the biggest thing. If you can get out here and get to know people and get people to know you, and to realize that we're more than just having a badge. We're a person.
Right.
And I think that's a big thing that's going on if you watch the news now. Getting people to understand that we are people just like they are, and we just have a job to do.
Right.
And part of our job is making sure that they're safe and taken care of the way that they need to be done. I mean, that's about it. I mean,
that's absolutely right, you know, and you were talking about the work that you all do in the schools, and of course, growing up, you know, we didn't have police officers in the school. What have you seen as far as a change in, I guess, a society, or even with our young people, you know, that was not always there, or that, you know, that you see is different?
Yes, ma'am. When I went to school, we didn't have to have a school resource officer, and I've seen a lot of things change through time. And I do believe it starts with taking prayer out of school and the Ten Commandments off the wall. That's right down my alley when we get to talking about those things, because I do believe that Jesus Christ is the reason that He is the reason that we're here.
Right.
And I do believe that this country is, as a whole, has forgot who He is. And we need to turn back to Him. We need to repent, and we need to turn back to Him and love Him.
Amen. And you know, Lieutenant, how do you exemplify your faith and also serving the people as an officer with the police department? How do you still show your love for Christ and try to, you know, draw others?
Well, you've seen these T-shirts and armbands, WWJD, what would Jesus do? Well, I try to think of, you know, what He would do before I would make a decision on what I would do out on the street. And I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. Officers do make mistakes. Right. But we try to do what's right. And most of the guys here at the police department try to do what's right from what I can see. And sometimes I will even pray a little bit in the car before I get to where I'm going. Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a good thing. And so what things are you all involved in within the community? And we also talked about, of course, we know during Christmas you all definitely do different things with the kids and different things like that. But what things throughout the year do you normally do with the community?
Like I said, I drive the neighborhoods a lot of times, and I'll see people sitting out on their porch. I'll get out and I'll talk to them, and I'll introduce myself and tell them who I am. And I go into the stores a lot and talk to the people inside, and let them know who I am, because it's the people in the community. They got to know who we are. Right. And like I said, know that we're just like them. We're more than just having a badge. And that's basically it.
And that's nice. That's nice. You know, to see a police officer and smiling at you, hey, sir, how's it going?
Yes,
and
ma'am.
You actually speak back.
Yes,
you know,
ma'am.
That's,
yes, ma'am.
And, you know, as citizens, that's a good thing. And, you know, and we want to feel safe. We want to feel safe. We want to be able to contact the police or see a police officer and see that as a safety net, not as someone that we should fear or think negative towards.
Yes, ma'am. The way I look at it is we're here to help and working with the community. That's the main thing. Every now and then I will thump the Bible a little bit, and if someone is in a depressed way, I may even pray with them. And I know a lot of people might not agree with that, but I have helped people by praying with them. So.
You know, and the Bible tells us to do the work of an evangelist, and, you know, and so letting our light shine, and you're doing that in your profession.
And I do believe this is a calling. I believe it's a calling just like being a minister. To me, being a police officer is a calling. You have to have this calling, because you're not going to get rich doing it.
Right, right.
And if you have this calling and you love people, that does make a difference. And a kind word to a person.
Yeah.
Because you don't know where where a person's at, and maybe that one kind word you said kept them from going out and hurting themselves. You know, we're living in a cruel world.
Yeah.
And sometimes the only Jesus that anyone sees is in us.
That's right. That's all right. Well, Lieutenant Duvall, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, ma'am.
I look forward to seeing you on the streets.
Okay.
And I'll try not to speed when I see you.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the transplanted Georgia boy himself, Lieutenant Tim Duvall. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we've got the guy who you see walking down the halls day in and day out. We've got Sergeant Dent Yates with us. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you today?
Doing very well. You know, it's kind of weird that I see you outside of the schools.
That's true. That's usually where I'm at.
As much as I see you there when I'm in the schools, I'm thinking, this guy live there or what?
Pretty much so. 10 months out of the year anyway.
All right. Now tell us a little bit about yourself, Sergeant.
My name's Dent Yates. I was born and raised in Trutland County. I married a beautiful lady from up here, Chris. We've been married for 32 years. We have 2 wonderful children, a boy and a girl.
Wonderful. Are you a grandpa yet?
Not yet. We still waiting.
Still waiting, still waiting. Very good. All right, now let's talk about the work that you do within the school system, because I know the kids, I mean, they've got a nickname for you, right?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right, tell us about the work you do, and tell us about the schools that you go into each day.
Okay. Well, I cover all the schools for the east side. We have the primary, elementary, middle, high, and what they call Heartland Academy. They're the ones that, you know, they do have special problems and needs and everything. I'm basically there from 7 o'clock in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon, doing traffic, walking the halls, whatever they need me to do. That's what I'm doing with them.
Now, how do you section your time off now? Do you spend more time with the older ones, or?
I'm basically, my office and all is at the high school and middle school, but if the primary or elementary or Heartland needs me, they have my phone number, and they don't mind calling me pretty quick.
I bet they don't. I bet they don't. Tell us about the relationships you've built with, you know, with the administration at the schools, of course, and with the kids.
Well, the principals at all the schools I get along very well with. We have a good rapport. We talk. We do cut up, try to have a little bit of fun.
I see you cutting up.
You got to have a little bit of fun out there.
You're right, you have to.
But with the kids, I'd make sure that they understand, you know, I'm there to protect them, and I'm there to help them if they do have problems. And we do encourage them to come to talk to me or one of the principals or somebody like that before they actually go off and do something stupid. And that's what I'm trying to do with them.
And how long have you been a resource officer, and how long have you been with the department?
I have been a resource officer. This is my 13th year out there, and I've been with the city of East Dublin since 1992.
1992? You guys have all been around for a minute.
Just for a little bit, but I started in law enforcement in 1988.
And I graduated from high school.
I got 26 years.
That is so wonderful. Now, have you always wanted to be in law enforcement?
In some aspects, yes, ma'am.
Now, are there any other family members, or are you the one that's...
I'm it.
You are it.
I'm it.
All right, very good. Now, through the years that you've been in law enforcement, we've been talking with the other ones about how things have changed. What have you seen change, if it's for the good or for the worse within the schools?
It's basically, it's getting bad sometimes. It all depends how the kids react to different situations that they're doing. Depends on how many breaks they've had away from each other. If they've, you know.
So you find when they come back from spring break?
Well, from Christmas to spring break, closer it gets to spring break, the worse off it is. Because they, you know, I hate to say it, but they've sort of had enough of each other.
You know how that is.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, right now everything's doing pretty good because they know it's at the end. So.
And so what is the nickname they have for you?
Papa.
Now, that is really cute. You know that, right?
Well,
It's kind of grown on me.
Well, for 13 years, you know, I've known a lot of them since they were in kindergarten, dealing with everything out there, and got to know a lot of the kids and everything, and that's just what they call me.
And now the school year is about over. How you feeling about that?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I miss them, but I'm ready.
Okay, so when the school year is not, you know, going on, what do you do? How does your job transition?
Well, Chief sort of puts me back on the road.
Back on the road. How you feel about getting back on the road?
Again. Well, it doesn't really bother me.
Can't wait to get on the road again?
Sometimes. All depends on if I'm having a bad day out there, I'm ready to go back to the road.
I hear you. Very good. Well, Chief, any special message you want to give to the kids out there, you know, especially during summertime? I know you got a certain message you want to give to them. A lot of free time on their hands.
Yeah, way too much free time sometimes. Main thing is just stay out of trouble, keep your mind, don't do nothing stupid.
You know, that goes for us parents, too.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I have to deal with them, too.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. All right, Sergeant Yates, thank you so much. We're so appreciative of you for the work that you do within the school system and with our community.
Thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sergeant Dent Yates.